after we feel the danger is over, we go back to our nasty norms.
Yeah.
I call them our nasty norms. And people have been traveling and doing all this stuff, and they don't have any reserve to understand that your actions can take a toll on your family. And I remember those stories that like people said they went out to travel, like the kids went to college and they went out to Miami Beach and all that, and they brought it home, and
And that's
relatives
what's
died.
happening now because this variant is even more contagious
Right,
than anything else.
right,
The only thing about it is it's very might be a little milder. They're still learning.
right.
They're still learning.
But more and more people catching it. I mean,
Unfortunately, our son ended up catching it.
yeah, but
He's home. He doesn't live with us. Our older son, but he doesn't live with us. But he is sick with it right now.
But I think that's
And
we went to the nasty norms. People are not wearing
yeah,
their face masks like you. You traveling out of state. You don't do your
taking
no
those
one does their
precautions.
homework when they travel. The first thing I did was like, what is the COVID like when we going here? What is COVID like here? People, oh, I'm doing it, and you running around, and you're not wearing your mask like you should around strangers. You're not sanitizing properly. You think it's over, and that's why I think it's this variants are popping up because we go back to the norm. Trans what you call it? You getting it changes based on your habits.
Yeah.
And if you walk around with no mask on, and remember,
and he's vaccinated. He's
right,
double vaccinated.
But remember, being vaccinated doesn't stop the flu.
Doesn't stop it.
It doesn't stop it. It just lessens the symptoms. And we still have people out there who haven't been vaccinated. They think it's BS. They think the government is doing this and this. And I told you a long time ago, because we take care of our elderly parents, I didn't want the vaccination, but I had to take it to protect them. And then I had an old classmate say, well, what if you take it and it kill you? Well, then guess what? I'm going to die anyway.
You know what convinced me to take it?
What?
Because I was still having issues with COVID, a lot of symptoms, issues with my heart, the fatigue, uh, my brain fog. I still had a lot of issues, and there were a lot of people saying that once they got vaccinated, their symptoms went away. And I was willing to. I remember both of us was a little cautious about the vaccine.
Right.
But once I was like, okay, as soon as I was available to get it, I wanted it.
Right.
So once I was able to get it, about within 2 weeks, a lot of my long hauler symptoms have gone away.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for me.
It worked for me too.
But it's like, but that's what makes this virus so scary.
I think it's ignorance in the public. I think the virus is always going to be with us. It's like the flu now.
Yeah.
But we control the horizontal and the vertical curves by our actions. Notice when this new variant came, our habits. We were vacationing, we were flying, we were doing everything we wanted to do, no masks. People were vaccinated and not vaccinated, and all this other stuff like that. And I don't get into that because to each his own.
Yeah.
If a person doesn't want the medicine and they don't want to take the medicine, you have a right. But it's when you get sick, it's on you. But now that this new variant is out, and I'm seeing what society is saying now that within a few years there's going to be vaccine resistant strains coming. We have to be on our P's and Q's as far as our health and our habits. We don't need to change our habits just because we feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Even in public settings, I got my mask on.
Or feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Well, it feels uncomfortable.
Because the whole mask thing, I never really understood because they like, oh, the government telling us what to do and everything. Well, the government, if people remember, I guess people our age remember, we didn't wear seatbelts when we were little.
Right.
Seatbelts wasn't a law when we were young children. I remember being 5 years old, sitting in the front seat of my car without a seatbelt.
I remember too.
Riding with my father.
I remember when they just had lap belts in the front.
The seatbelts were help save people's lives, and it was mandatory. It was law to wear a seatbelt.
Remember, in the back seat there was only the waist belt, and in the front seat it was waist belt. Then they changed it to the harness, and on the back seat they had the pullover. Then we progressed to car seats for kids.
I remember when the car seat could be in the front seat.
Right. There was no parameters, but everything progresses for safety.
They realized it was better off for your safety to do it this way, and it became a law. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like wearing a seatbelt. Seatbelt uncomfortable. Seatbelt save lives.
Right.
Well, obviously the mask does something.
Right, because it really, the mask keeps whatever you got to you.
To you.
And when we don't do that, people sneezing, touching stuff. We don't. I mean, look at the average American today. They're not washing their hands like they're supposed to. We went to the movies this weekend, and we saw Spider-Man. And I had my mask on and stuff. But I go in the bathroom. I watch people go to the urinal. They touch that handle on the urinal to flush it, and they walk right on out. No hand sanitizer, nothing. Then you have people that just, I don't even touch those urinal things. I like to go to the automatic one. And if I got to do it, you got to learn the proper way of doing things. I was taught when you go to that sink, if it's not an automatic sink, you grab your tissue, you wash it, you cut it on with that tissue, you wash your hands, get a clean tissue, wipe your hands and stuff off after you finish it, and use it to open the bathroom door and then toss it.
Yes, that's how you do that.
Right. And, even with the
I notice my hands are getting a little more rough looking because I've been washing them so much these days.
Right.
Thank you for tuning into The Bradbys Show with your hosts, Matthew and Candy Bradby. Please subscribe to this channel, click like, and share this episode. Tune in every Monday on your favorite podcast platform for new episodes. If you liked this show, please consider becoming a partner today. Visit www.thebradbys.com for more information. Do you have a question or great show topic? Join us on your favorite social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn today at The Bradbys. And as we sign off, please remember there is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. A successful relationship is a choice. Goodbye for now.